If you're an aspiring influencer hoping to get monetized on YouTube, then your content isn't the only thing you should be focused on. Pay attention to what I'm about to share, and it will improve your chances of being monetized by a lot. There's a question that has boggled my mind for years now. What do you have to do in order for people to take you seriously? What qualifies you as an individual for other individuals to sit down and listen to what you have to say? Your response might be looks, a good physique, money, but all of that are not relevant, at least at a micro level or macro level. They are not as relevant. Jake Paul has money, yes, when he tweets. Nobody gives a shit about what he says. I don't want to delve into politics by mentioning some political figures, but let's take Jake Paul as a case study. He's a fighter or a YouTuber who has evolved to a fighter, yet with loads and loads of money. Why don't people seem to take him seriously? Because of his past, which is the first thing I'm about to share. Remember during the Mike Tyson Jake Paul fight, one of the comments that kept coming up is, why the fuck does someone who did gay dances is given the opportunity to fight a legend? It's not possible. So that was one of the hate comments or trolls he was receiving prior to the fight. So the point I'm trying to highlight from all of these anecdotes is that whatever you do, take into consideration your future, because the internet never forgets. And it's very difficult to do because in this day and age of insanity, where folly and degeneracy is highly marketable. So a guy who sits for 10 minutes analyzing the economy, giving you instances and way of which you can profit from it, is less desirable than a guy who puts on makeup and is doing all of these gay dances. And if you look at it from a professional standpoint, analyze it as a professional, you can't tell a man what he can't do when it comes to feeding his family. But I would argue that majority of you are not trust in that point where you have to do this, where you have to route finances from the part of degeneracy. I guarantee you, you're not in that position. So you have a choice by extension to choose life, as the Bible famously puts it. Heaven and earth record it this day. I set before you blessings and curses. I set before you life and death. I cannot force you. I can only advise you. Choose life. So choose life. Another thing majority of people fail to understand is, I've had a lot of people, competent individuals, people who are qualified for positions of power, yeah, they get passed on. Why? Because they made some hate comments, they made some political tweets, or they were caught up in the heat of some conflict and they were swayed emotionally to type certain things that has now bounced back. Especially what happened at Equatorial Guinea. Remember that stuff. And we're not going to delve into it. But majority of you were swayed to make all kinds of comments, forgetting that text, that one sentence, that one negative thing can come to bite you back in the ass. Nobody wants to be like Jake Paul, who have loads and loads of money, yet he's not respected, he's not internationally renowned. In fact, he's famous for degeneracy. Nobody wants to be like Logan Paul. I'd rather be a guy who's working his way up the ladder than to have all the loads of fame and be known as Jake Paul. It's terrible. But the point I'm trying to highlight is every single one of you should watch what you do today. Be very careful about the comments you make, the sentences you construct, especially if they're recorded on the internet. I have this famous saying: if you don't have anything good to say, then be quiet. Silence is golden. I'll finish this with a quote from Bruce Lee. A wise man learns more from a foolish answer than a fool from a wise question. As always, my friends, it's a pleasure speaking to you. I'll see you in the next one.